online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey, good evening everyone, and welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV's After Show for Once Upon a Time. We are talking Season 4, Episode 13, Unforgiven. Great episode, guys. In the meantime, you guys can continue to hashtag us all week long, and especially now, so we can read, because Mark right here is going to check it out.
I'm going to be on Twitter.
Hashtag ABTV. OUAT, because Once Upon a Time would be way too long.
Nailed it.
Way too long. I am Kaori Takee, and
I think that's actually ABTV Once. Hashtag ABTV Once.
Is that?
There you go.
There.
All right.
Fixed it.
ABTV.
I knew it. I knew it.
Correction via engineer Josh inside there. ABTV Once. So hashtag that all along. I am Kaori Takee, and I'm going to let these wonderful people introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Mark Donica. I'm usually here for many other things, but I'm here tonight for Once Upon a Time. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm going to be trolling Twitter with ABTV Once on my Twitter account, Soapbox Mark.
And I am Blake McIver. You can follow me at Blake McIver.
Hey everyone, I'm Marisa Serafini. You can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV.
And me, Kaori. And all right, guys, overall thoughts of this episode before we go in?
A lot happened.
I know.
Yeah, a lot of plot.
Yeah, well, I liked how we got a couple questions answered here, and you know, every single episode there's always questions, but we got a couple of them already answered right off the bat.
But one answer leads to another question.
Of course.
Or 2 or 3 or 5.
Sadly.
That's what keeps us interested.
And I gotta say, since I wasn't here last week, I just want to say that I'm really enjoying these 3 evil women. I really like this storyline. It's picking up at a really good pace. I'm quite happy with it.
Yeah, I wasn't quite too sure about Cruella's involvement when it was first announced, because it's like evil sorceress, fashion designer. It doesn't really fit. It doesn't necessarily fit. So we're seeing a little bit more and more.
Evil person.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I should have been a little bit more general. But I mean, her performances are fantastic, and the look is entirely there. So she's winning me over.
Yeah, between the 3, I think she's the one that really just stands out.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all phenomenal, but
She has
Sassmaster.
presence.
Yes.
And the makeup, everything, the glamour, the glitz, it's just to a T how you would imagine a live-action Cruella being. So, all right, so let's get into it. Let's talk about the main plot, the releasing of Maleficent, and the struggles of getting to release her. So the 2 girls are in Storybrooke, thanks to Regina, and they want to get Maleficent resurrected. And Rumple somehow is in there in the cave, but he disappears when time comes that he's supposed to be there.
I feel like Rumple really didn't do a lot this episode.
No.
He was there like, okay, we're gonna do X, Y, and Z, but he had everyone else do it.
He was there to find out that Belle has a new man, though.
We got that.
He did exactly what he said he was going to do in last week's episode, which was, look at what I did while I was outside behind. Imagine what I can do inside behind the scenes. So I think he did everything that he was supposed to do. He prepared everything for them to be seen doing that same thing.
And there was quite a lot of traveling in the storyline to get to where they got. Basically, they pretended to steal something, but it ends up being a decoy to basically get the 2 valiant heroes into this cave.
That took a lot of planning. I will give them that. All right.
Yeah, it took a while. But what do you guys think of this overall storyline, this whole idea of resurrecting Maleficent in this manner?
Well, we had to get her back. I'm actually glad that they took the time to really explain it, you know, because I was concerned when they announced that she was coming back. I was like, are we okay? We're dead dragon in a cave. Like, we gotta take some steps to get back from that. So I thought they handled it fairly well.
Yeah, I think so too. And it was pretty good way of doing it too. How she came out first as a dragon, and then I like how
she was a sand mummy first, and I was like, please be a mummy. That'd be flipping nuts. But
it was like a little bit Groot, and then mummy, and then dragon.
And they did have the line mummified.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Mummified, so I think they had to throw a little bit in there.
The one thing though is to have the Charmings get to this cave and accidentally resurrect her. They had to lie to their daughter about where they're going.
Poor Emma.
Yes.
And we know that Emma, one of her superpowers is to see that people are lying to her. But, okay, she knew people were lying to her, but she didn't really act upon that. And that's what bothered me. I'm like, Emma, you're so much smarter than this. Why are you allowing people not telling you the whole truth?
Well, I think she really wants to believe the good in her parents.
Yeah, because it wasn't just anybody. It was her parents. Her parents have never lied to her before, so she knows. So the fact that we know that they have now, but she doesn't necessarily know they have, it's throwing her a bit for a loop. And this first time, I would give her the benefit of the doubt, but any other times when they're like, hey, so we liked the hike so much, like any future lies should not go untested. Let this first one slide.
It's probably gonna bite her in the butt.
Oh, definitely. Didn't say it
for
wasn't.
sure.
Most likely.
Yeah. So, what do you?
Well, I like seeing vulnerable Emma. It's always nice to see her kind of like take a back seat, and I like the whole interplay of this is still somebody's kid, and she just wants mommy and daddy to be happy and be right and be the heroes.
Yeah. I think that she might be a little just confused with love as well, because she's got this hook thing going on.
It's a valid point. I'd be very confused.
Tunnel vision.
If I was in the same room with him, I don't think I'd be able to concentrate either.
I'm actually probably the only person that does not ship this relationship.
Yeah, well.
But it's okay.
I ship another relationship harder. Outlaw Queen.
Really?
I had to mention it, of course,
Maybe they'll come back.
because we still haven't seen them this episode. Okay,
It's true.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm waiting patiently. Not really.
Too patient.
So the thing is that Emma gets lied to, and the Charmings essentially realize, oh crap, we can't be lying to her. We have to tell her the truth.
Heartbreaking scene.
But the problem is going to go tell her the truth about everything that's happened in their past. They overhear Hook and Emma talk about how Emma wants to trust her parents, so they decide not to do that.
Yeah, their timing was not the greatest.
My parents would never lie to me. You felt their both half hearts just breaking. It was just, oh god.
I actually like how they try to walk away, but then Snow ends up kind of running into her
subtle.
husband.
Very.
Right.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think of the three ladies being back in Storybrooke, or for the first time?
I love it because I love seeing how everyone else is now interacting with them. Even Granny is
That
like
was great.
so dismissive.
Yes.
They're like, you villains are back in town. I want nothing to do with you.
Yeah, I like that too, and I like the fact that they remind us that Regina was once completely evil, and the twist is that Regina might be the only one that could be the mole
Yeah.
for everyone.
There's really nobody else who could fit that spot.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting
But
to
why
see.
not Hook? I mean, he
has
used to
history
be,
with
yeah, that's
At
true,
least Ursula,
but,
we know now.
But Regina has history with them as well.
That's true.
And it looked like in the preview for the next episode that we were going to see how that looks in the Enchanted Forest, which will be interesting.
And I'm sure why not Hook, but we've already seen Hook being completely manipulated in the last arc.
Give him a break.
You know.
Yeah.
And
Give it to
also,
someone else.
you think about Regina, and she's ultimately depicted as the biggest evil of all the land. She's the one that spread out the ultimate curse, so I can see that happening. But let's talk a little bit about Regina, because she's trying so hard for the past couple seasons to
Got so far.
be good again. She's even
Well, she's making progress.
she
here and
is,
there.
but now there might be some regression, because now she's possibly gonna end up pretending to be evil for the sake of everyone else.
One step
right?
forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I figure it's like keeping a pack of cigarettes in your pocket once you quit. It's just
Right.
like, all right, if I can go far enough and then come back, I know that I can quit this. Yeah.
But Regina did say I'm sorry when after she said really mean things to little August.
Right.
Yeah, and
that was very sincere of her.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, Regina, I can definitely tell that you are really sincerely, genuinely trying to be a good person.
Yeah.
I will give you that.
And I think that's important because you have even Marco who ends up just fully trusting her, even to the point where he wants to help her in her quest to renew herself as a hero, essentially. So I just feel for her a lot. She's never getting what she wants, you know?
It's very easy to empathize with that.
Yeah. And she doesn't get the August backstory to figure out what's going on. She also doesn't get her love. And just
Stop reminding us.
I'm sorry, guys. It's just sad.
She's working at it. She's working at it.
She's working at it, but then this twist again with Snow talking to her and giving her all this jargon. It's gonna
jargon. That's the way of putting it.
It kind of was a little lengthy there. So real quick, what do you guys think, since we're talking about that jargon, what do you guys think of the reveal of after we have Rumple kind of stalking Belle, and that Belle has found a new man?
With Will.
I know.
But that reminded me of something, because in the coffee shop in the morning, he gets 2 cups of coffee, which was a tease. Well, who's he getting the other cup of coffee for?
How do you remember
That's
that?
right.
We just watched the television program. It was like an hour ago.
I see.
And it was very important because it was a big scene about Ursula and Cruella not getting their coffee. That's what the whole scene was about. And then Will comes in and gets 2 cups. Well, why couldn't they get those 2 cups? And you're focused on that instead of like, wait, why does he need 2 cups? So yeah, we're not talking about that right now, though.
Yeah, we're talking about Belle and this interesting relationship.
All right, props to your observation.
Yes, there you go.
And I can leave now. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Okay, so I know we're going back and forth, but there's so much going on. So let's talk a little bit about the past, about the Charmings, because throughout the whole episode, they're trying to tease us, basically, that the Charmings did something terrible to these ladies, and this is why they're out to get them. And we figure out that they ended up going on the trail to get a question, and only the most valiant of heroes can get this answered. But they didn't get an answer because Snow is pregnant, but so is Maleficent.
That's a lot of things at the same time.
Yeah.
Can we go back to...
First of all, Tree of Wisdom. Now, Blake and I, we
had a
looked at each
visceral
other.
response to the
And
Tree of Wisdom.
How awesome would it have been if it was Grandmother Willow? But it wasn't.
No, it was just like a weird fire
just a
It was an angry tree.
mad tree.
Weird fire tree.
It was
It was like a burning bush that grew up.
Yeah, it glowed.
Yeah. It's like an
Look at
adolescent burning bush.
Adolescent burning
It's going
bush.
through a lot of stuff. It's
like-
feeling a lot of stuff.
Angsty.
Yeah, yeah.
Angsty tree of wisdom.
It's like, you're pregnant. You cannot be valiant, which is
Yeah, which is
weird.
really
I don't
sexist.
get that.
I
Hello.
thought so too. Thank you.
I don't get that.
Tree of Wisdom needs to check its privilege.
I know. I'm like, wait, because she's pregnant? Because you yelled it out as a joke.
No. Well, no, that's talking about Maleficent.
No, I think it was mostly because the tree denied her because she is carrying the potential of evil.
You're right.
That's yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. But I just wanted to say, I find it kind of frustrating that pregnancy is always used as a plot device, and now there's that double twist. It just
Well, I mean,
not just for this show.
but at the same time, we always saw, anytime we saw Snow pregnant, we just saw her pregnant. We never saw how that. Well, I mean, we're not going to see how that came to be. But we never saw them find out, and this is it all. I think this all ties together and works together really well because it was all about how do we stop this curse, and it's just filling in those small little gaps of scenes that we haven't seen yet. So I thought it worked fine.
I think it works fine. I'm just saying in general, it doesn't have to be a plot device all the time. Pregnancy.
Yeah, always pregnancy.
Yeah.
Well, it is the same pregnancy.
You know, I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
But
She's pregnant.
she's pregnant. So is Maleficent. Maleficent wants to join forces with her to save the curse from happening. But Snow says, "Not a chance. I want to be very true." I did not like this idea because, I mean, to save your daughter and the kingdom, wouldn't you want to team up with the evil? Wouldn't you? Or am
I don't
just kinda
know.
evil?
It's tough when it's Maleficent. All
Yeah.
the powers of hell, that's just what rings in my head every time I see her.
That's true. And to add on, Maleficent did say that baby could end up being the purest of pure or the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
So,
And yeah, I think it was after that warning that knowing her baby could also be evil, and then to pair up and agree to pair up with someone who's evil, it would not look good for Snow.
No.
Yeah.
It's like a bully making fun of you on the schoolyard and then coming up to you after school and being like, I didn't mean that. It was the other ones. Can we just hang out, please? You have an N64. I want to play.
I would love to know who the baby daddy is for Maleficent, though.
Right?
I have a prediction.
Oh, we're not there yet. We're not there.
We're not there.
We're jumping around a lot. We didn't even talk about a whole bunch of other reveals.
We're not even near done. There's so much stuff going on.
But I will give it to Snow for not giving into evil.
Yeah.
After like the world's going down, and she's like, nope, I'm still gonna be good.
And then she goes to Regina and says, look, you need to be evil again.
But it's for
Just
a bigger
play like
purpose.
evil.
It's for a bigger purpose.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been like, all right, save my daughter, let's do it. But maybe that's because that's me pretending to be Regina. I mean, the other one's Snow right now.
The other one.
The other one. Okay, so gosh, there's so much to talk about. So Hook and Emma have obviously a budding relationship that I don't approve of.
She loved Neil.
Yeah, I love
Oh, gotcha.
Neo.
Okay.
Swanfire is the dream. The dream boat.
Dream. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sounds super metal. Swanfire?
Swanfire.
Right. Ship names.
So Hook obviously has a history with Ursula. I would love to hear your predictions on what you guys think that might be, but ends up kind of tying in with this lies thing because Emma is pissed off. Is that, I can say that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Emma is pissed off that Hook won't really explain the history that they have.
Mm-hmm.
But then they eventually make up over some onion rings. What do you guys think of this whole thing? I mean, I guess that is kind of predictions.
Well, I mean, that wasn't
Really?
entirely what happened, but it was more like it seemed more like Hook was trying to kind of like, hey, remember when we were gonna do this thing? Forget about that thing that Ursula said. I got your grilled cheese. It was more like, hey, shut up. Let's forget that and move on. But she's like, I don't want to move on. And it seems more like Emma is just trying to give more people the benefit of the doubt. More like how Regina is as well.
I think what happened was that Hook gave her a sob story about this is a really deep thing that I'm not ready to talk about, and she's just like, all right, well, that's fine. Like, you're seeing Emma change, right? You're seeing her not be as strong, I guess. I mean, she's strong, but
She's trying to trust more.
she's giving in to a lot more things, and that's a good thing. She's trying to trust more.
That's good.
to put it.
Because, you know, the first season, we always see Emma's like, I've always closed my heart to people. I've always not had a problem trusting people. So she's definitely being more lenient towards that.
And I think that's important because that helps in her quest to help with Regina and her storybook ending, as along with her getting along with what's Regina's son's name or Emma's son's name?
Henry.
Henry?
Henry. That's Look, he was very important in season 1.
He was very important the whole time. He's at the heart of the truest believer.
He's figuring out who the author is.
He's gonna
That's true.
he's gonna figure it out.
He is.
Yeah,
He is.
he's getting closer.
Yeah, and there was that picture there with the door,
The red door.
the red door.
Red door.
And he used to have those dreams too. Yeah. All those memories coming back.
Right.
What else is there to talk about, guys?
Well, you wanted us to start talking about Belle and Will, and then we got off topic.
But that's what happens in Once Upon a Time.
And then also we were going to talk about Snow's jargon at the end, and we got off topic.
Well, let's talk about Snow's jargon.
Okay.
Because a lot of reveals there, including Belle's makeout session.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, there was a kiss. It was a makeout session.
It could have led to making
It was
it.
a lot of story,
Probably.
a lot
Look.
of montage,
they were probably
There was
making.
a lot of voiceover.
so
Yeah,
much
as
voiceover.
Look, there was probably making out, but Rumple was busy being heartbroken, and we had to watch him get heartbroken. Is what happened. They panned out of the makeout.
That was a wonderful shot. Well, that shot was really cool because seeing Rumple in the real world, you know, he's got the injured leg and he's on the cane, and once he walked through the town line again, he started walking properly. But this was a time where he became human. By what he saw, he became heartbroken, and he lost all sort of power that he had was gone in an instant. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes from there.
Yeah.
And I like that sort of idea that Belle has this power over him still left that he can't even control.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Belle is manipulating Rumple's happy ending.
But unknowingly. She does wish him happiness, so it's kind of cool. Kind of.
Well,
We'll see.
and at this point, we
We'll
haven't
see.
seen Belle
We'll see.
and Rumple talk yet since he's been back.
No.
They haven't crossed paths.
Yeah.
So she still thinks he's gone.
She moved on quick.
Well, didn't we learn it's been a few months?
Yeah,
I know, but
It's been a
that's
bit of
like
a
6
still.
weeks.
6 weeks.
6 weeks from last
She
week,
was
so
with
it's
him
been
for-
7 weeks.
She was with him through time, space, continuums galore.
Yeah, but at the same time, hey, I trust you with everything, except I don't. Like that's a big thing to kind of just drop on somebody and to let somebody drop. She just fell hard from any sort of podium she was on, and she kind of grabbed Will. Yeah. Yeah.
She did.
Or
So-
did Will just stumble into her pawn shop?
Just looking for stuff.
He
Maybe
came
they
looking
just-
for something. She's like, you are the one I'm going to make out with.
No.
that-
Nah, it's always making out.
Look, I like to dramatize things.
Making out leads to pregnancy. I get it. That's what I learned in school.
Okay. That's-
Okay.
And then I know, I'm like, okay.
There's a lot of stuffs in between.
Right.
So,
Just like this, there's a lot to talk about.
continuing on about this conversation between Regina and Snow. Snow is basically revealing herself to Regina, saying, yes, I did something very terrible. You have to swear never to tell Emma this. But basically, I took away Maleficent's child. We don't know how that
Yeah, we don't
She
know.
was the cause.
Yeah.
She was the reasoning behind why Maleficent lost her
Lost her
child.
baby.
Yeah, lost her child.
And that's about how general the line was that they said too. It's like,
Yeah.
I am the reason behind her baby not being in existence anymore.
After a 5-minute monologue, then we got like
Yeah.
one line.
And then we find out also the trinket was a pacifier, which was kind of cool.
That was cute.
Rattle.
Yeah.
A rattle, yeah.
Rattle Sapphire.
That was cool. But I mean, the way that she said, like you said, she said that lost her child. The child could be alive somehow. Just
Oh, I hope
lost.
so.
That'd be nice.
Yes.
Following on Twitter, Saul Perez, I'll do that instead. Saul Perez, using the hashtag ABT Once, says, what if Will is really Maleficent's son?
Ooh.
That would be a really weird twist.
Would you put it past this show? Peter Pan was Rumpelstiltskin's father, okay?
Right.
Then how did
Anything
Will
is
get
possible.
to Wonderland?
Yeah.
If that was the case.
Magic Bean, I don't know. Saul Perez, get back on that.
Do you guys have any, we're going to go through predictions, but I just really want to ask, any predictions on Ursula's dad?
Ursula's dad?
Ursula's.
Ursula's dad. Oh my god.
I was like-
Maleficent's
I was like,
hubby.
Poseidon?
Or
baby daddy.
Yeah.
Maleficent's baby
Maleficent's
daddy.
baby daddy.
So much crap in here.
I think I do, but that's more in prediction.
Oh, fine. I just couldn't wait for it. I wanted to hear it. Okay, I'll wait for
Patient
that.
child.
I know. I don't have patience. Okay.
For me, the biggest win, though, in this entire episode was that Ursula was finally in the right color scheme. Because it was, the green is killing me, actually killing me every time we see it. And when Marin walked in to the pawn shop in the scarf with the purple and black, I was like, thank you, God. Thank you.
So every time there's a past Ursula, you cringe a little.
I can't with that green. I cannot with that wig and with that, no.
Yeah, I'm glad they went purple.
Yeah.
And
That's probably just because there was too much purple
Ursula.
in the flashbacks.
Well,
but
Maleficent's
Right.
pretty purple.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
pretty.
yeah.
And that's true to...
different color scheme, but like costume
Green,
design to
green
a
and purple
particular day.
complement each other. That's just
Exactly.
art design.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else, guys, to brush up on before we talk about predictions? Because we have so many. We have so many predictions.
So many. Okay. Well, Henry, because Henry's more getting into the author storyline. But
Yeah.
that quick shot of the red door, what do we think that could be?
Isn't that predictions too, Marissa?
Maybe. But,
Damn!
I mean, that was just a quick shot. But
It's the door to Toad Hall. It's Mr. Toad is the author.
Have you guys
he
been
got
on
drunk and
Mr.
was like,
Toad's?
oh,
That's a crazy one right there.
I love it. I mean that must mean that there are, like the different chapter that was of Robin and Regina that they found last season, there are other pages, other like rough draft pages out there, and it'll be interesting to see. Yeah.
other books.
I just love this whole device of like, okay, well, if we want to tweak the story at all, we'll just, someone wrote this author wrote some new pages. Anything can happen. Anything's possible.
Yeah, I mean, everyone, thank you all who's been commenting on iTunes and YouTube. You guys are fantastic.
Yes.
A lot of people are thinking that it's August because he appended the book back in season 1. I was like, just because you add a story doesn't mean you are the author.
I would love to see August though.
Older August?
Older August, yeah. he's
And
great.
and they mentioned that in the show. Regina says this paper's different, so that totally nixes that it was August.
But like any of us could add our own story to it, but we wouldn't call ourselves the author.
No, of course not.
No.
It's just like, I don't think it's August.
No.
But is it definitive that that door leads to the author? You know?
Well, the post-it on it said question mark. The author.
It's like, so.
Well, and we still have this sort of duality of sorcerer author being two separate entities because we thought for a long time they were the same. So
Right.
it'll be interesting to see
Didn't
how
really get
sorcerer
into
plays in.
that
Yeah, they didn't
tonight.
talk about it tonight.
No.
Was it the same person? Somebody suggested, Rakaya M. Bald says that what if the sorcerer is Merlin?
I would love
Oh.
it. We've been
Wow.
talking
That'd be
about
great.
that.
In-
That would be
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
It'd be the,
Or the author is Merlin, excuse me.
Well, yeah, because people in the comments, they mentioned Merlin and King Arthur. What if they were the author and the sorcerer?
There's also some kind of storylines that have been in the back burner, like Aurora and Mulan. And
Yeah.
Aurora might be coming back maybe because Maleficent's around, but that's kind of a...
Based on availability.
I
Right.
don't know.
I was like,
I
well,
would
know
love for
Sarah-
Aurora and Philip to come back.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
great.
I know Sarah Bolger has a pilot coming up, so,
so
she might be busy.
Well, how about some
Darn.
Mulan action in there? But
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
fantastic.
yeah, so many different characters in this story. So anything else?
Oh, goodness.
I know.
So much.
So yeah. In the meantime, the three ladies are gonna find a way to torture Snow. So we'll see how she ends up getting tortured. I mean.
Yeah, I just gotta say, the whole scene at the end with Snow and Regina, when Snow, this has to be so serious for Snow to even be at this point in her life to go to Regina, of all people,
For help.
to trust.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, Snow, what did you do in the past that leads you to this point of desperation?
I know.
It's true.
Yeah.
Especially bringing up the thing that made Regina want to kill her.
In the
For
first
the
place.
longest time.
You trust
remember
me.
Remember that thing you wanted to kill me about? Forget it. Will you trust me now?
Yeah, I know you're evil. I'm trying to be good, and I'm just hoping you're gonna be good. So turn
Tradesies.
evil again, please. Let's do this.
And she flat out said it. She was like, once upon a time, you asked me to keep a secret, and I
Yeah.
couldn't. Now I'm going to ask you to keep a secret. I would have loved for Regina to just be, really?
Yeah, she's not
Whatever.
my favorite.
We just needed one moment, like one bitchy moment.
Yeah. But Regina's so desperate to get her happy ending that,
She
yeah,
is.
she's gonna have
She'll
to
do
team up with-
almost anything.
Yeah.
I mean, for the greater good, I just hope it's not at her expense of going to that path of becoming a hero.
progress.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sorry, completely random, but when Emma's in the sheriff's station using Window XP, that killed me.
The struggle was real.
Yes.
Was real. Like,
Yes, it was.
She is like 3 generations behind. They need to get with it.
Well, I mean, when did Storybrooke pop up? Like, they've had those... I figured, can they even get delivery trucks for new technology?
Right? Probably
don't
not.
know.
There was a
Probably not.
file folder sitting behind her that literally said 1986.
Boom.
Right. I'm pretty sure XP wasn't even around in 86.
Not in 86.
Yeah, that's so funny you noted that.
But it's just like technology. We mentioned it in every episode. They just need to get with it.
Well, Storybrooke, I guess.
They might solve things
But then
faster.
Emma gets the security footage, and then 5 seconds later, it's on her iPhone. In
it's
HD, no less.
That's true.
But
what's-
black and white.
What's also funny
black
was
and white.
I was thinking that's an iPhone 4S. It's not even this big ass.
Jeez.
6 Plus.
I had to bring it up.
6 Plus.
I just had to
She
say
found
it.
a way to
Oh,
get
yeah.
it in there.
And Cruella has an iPhone as well.
Well, Cruella
she's
would
been
have
on
an
that.
iPhone.
Yeah,
She's been
she
on
would.
I
that.
mean, come on.
Yeah.
She would have an iPhone.
More
She has a
and more
Rolls
people
Royce.
have iPhones. That is true.
The hilarity that we're talking about tech in Wonderland. Once Upon a Time. I can't even speak anymore. But let's move on now to news and gossip. There we go.
AfterBuzz
Take it away,
TV News.
Marisa.
Okay, so Tiana is usually our designated news and gossip, but apparently, according to this ABC article, they said there was an Easter egg in tonight's episode, and the bottle that Mary Margaret and David were drinking at the beginning was McCutcheon's whiskey that's also used in Lost.
Oh,
that's cute.
Very clever.
Yeah, that's
We've seen it
cool.
before, but they used it again.
Because that
in
shot
tonight's.
was a featured shot.
Yes.
That wasn't
Yeah.
like he could have just grabbed any bottle and poured, but it was like, look at this
whiskey that
Yeah.
I'm drinking.
I wrote down, I was like, David's drinking. Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Interesting.
He was drinking, yeah.
And then, not really news, but we saw the number 238, and I was just wondering if anyone else knows out there, what do you think that number significance is?
Let us know.
It might be a Lost thing again, too.
It might.
be.
They
It
do
might.
so
We
many
saw
of
237, then 238 twice.
Okay.
You know, numbers can't go without, contemplating in this episode.
Especially with these writers.
and sequential. That's
Yeah, consecutive numbers. And then also in the comments, you guys mentioned that we should talk about the Beauty and the Beast casting.
You say that with such gusto, like, fine, we're going to talk about it.
I love it. I'm excited. I'm
So excited.
yeah.
So
Of
excited.
course, Emma Watson was casted, and they just casted
Luke Evans.
Luke Evans.
As Gaston.
And
Gaston.
Stevens. Someone from Stevens.
Yeah,
he
maybe,
would. That's gonna be great.
Right?
Luke Evans and Dan Stevens
Yes.
as the
Dan
Beast.
Stevens is the Beast.
And,
If I remember correctly.
and I believe Emma Thompson is going to be Mrs. Potts as well.
That will be everything.
It's going to be amazing.
I mean, if you can't get Angela Lansbury, get Emma Thompson.
I'm hearing a couple
right?
backlashes that Luke Evans is too old to play Gaston, but I completely disagree. I think
No.
he's a great fit.
Oh, that's a great choice.
Machoism.
I think so too.
Get any guy who can be macho, yes.
Uh-huh. And then Dan Stevens too. When I first saw, I was like, really, Dan Stevens?
Emma Watson seemed to like him.
He fits. No, he fits perfectly. The more you look at him, you're like, yeah, I can see him like transforming into Beast/Prince.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how much they do with CGI and how much they do with actual makeup.
Yeah.
And then Timothy Spall is going to be crazy old Maurice. That's going to be
Crazy old Maurice.
Yeah.
So is it going to be a lot of
Did the same
sing-songy?
thing.
Is that what's going to
Oh
happen?
yeah, because
That's great.
Emma's already saying that she has to brush up on her singing. Get some singing voices.
Girl,
and, voice lessons.
get lessons now because those songs are not easy.
No.
If she's singing Home and A Change in Me, girl, get to work.
For sure.
Are they doing the full Broadway stuff?
I think so.
They
That's the
they
plan.
have
It's
to.
Bill Condon. It's
I'm
going to be a big
excited.
musical.
They have to. And I will say, like, I personally have been a part of 2 different Beauty and the Beast musical productions, so I have high standards and expectations for this musical.
In what capacity, just out of curiosity?
Theater, community theater.
Oh, I thought you were like, I was Belle.
And I've seen like a bunch of Broadway Beauty and the Beast as well. But like, I love the musical, so yes,
Yeah, it's
it
a great
better be
show.
amazing.
Fantastic.
Everything I hear and all the little information I hear about this upcoming movie, it gets me more and more excited. It's
Yeah. And then definitely check out Cinderella, the film that's coming
Yes.
out
Yes, did you see it?
as well. I have not seen it.
I heard it was good.
But everyone who's a Disney fan should definitely check it out.
yeah.
And anybody who has an annual pass should hit there's a sneak peek that they're doing at California Adventure.
Oh yeah, there is.
It's the
I'm
whole fairy godmother scene.
All right.
Very cool.
Well,
Good
thank
to
you
know.
for that. Okay, so
That's all I have.
let's talk about predictions because I wanted to talk about it this whole time. Let's talk about it.
And now,
There it is.
your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, guys.
It's being taken away.
I'm gonna say this correctly this time. Maleficent's baby daddy. Who dat? Not Ursula's husband.
Baby daddy, who dat?
All right.
Hades.
Because I've been teasing.
I'm sorry.
Hellspawn.
I've been teasing. Well, Gold has a lot of history with Maleficent. And what if
Of
Gold
course it's gold.
bared another child?
I thought about that. I thought
Maybe.
gold.
His family tree is thorns.
I also
Right.
thought maybe that's too easy, but Gold has the power to be with Maleficent and has a lot of history.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's actually I can go with
Maybe.
that
But
line
they
of
kind
thinking.
of really hated each other though, and when you look at the past.
Well, they had an ugly separation.
It got tricky.
How-
It's complicated.
Exactly.
How could a baby that powerful, projectedly that powerful, fall to a couple of regular humans though? You know, like 2 wizard spawn.
I don't know. Maybe the baby daddy is, I don't know, David's twin. I don't know.
Oh, he did. He did.
No, he's dead.
Long
Long
gone.
gone. Rest in peace.
Okay. Rip.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Maybe.
I love that theory, though.
Maybe.
But that means that they would have had to do something absolutely awful in order to get rid of that baby.
Right.
I like that you yelled at one point as a joke that
It's just, when Maleficent showed up at the end,
Yeah.
she's pregnant.
And then she was.
no, not that part, but you yelled at as a joke that Emma is Maleficent's baby.
Oh yeah.
And I actually kind of like that possible idea. That twist would be amazingly crazy.
No.
No.
I don't think
That
so.
was one of the dumb
I'm the
things
only-
that I say most times of
No,
the
that's
day.
not
I liked
dumb.
it.
It's just we're all speculating here. I don't think so because we literally saw Emma's birth go right into the wardrobe, go
Yeah.
straight
True.
into
That's
the real
true.
world. I was like, no, we've had eyes on Emma this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It'd be hard to do a whole switcheroo during that whole dark curse is coming.
I do predict that Emma is going to turn dark, though. In light of this emphasis and people lying to her, her finding out, and then whenever she finds out about what happened between Hook and Ursula, she ain't gonna be happy.
You know what they say? The brighter the light, the darker the shadow. No, that's a thing.
Any predictions on what happened between Ursula and Hook? Like, do you think they had a romantic relationship or what?
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah?
Wouldn't that just be great?
That'd be amazing. It makes me think of I think it was season 3 when we had the whole Ariel came into the picture and the whole Pandora's box and along with Belle. Did Ursula and Hook ever cross paths during that time?
It's possible. There's so many
Maybe.
twists.
There's so much time that has passed.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
know.
like-
In
So much
so
has
many
happened.
worlds and so many timelines.
Do you think Belle's gonna find out very soon that Rumple is back in Storybrooke?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I think that's sooner rather than later.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Either next episode or the one after that, probably.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think next episode it's all gonna go down because Rumple's not happy and he's gonna do something about it real right and quick.
Yeah.
And also with the red door, it reminds me of the episode where I think we see Gold and Regina back in maybe season 1 and season 2 where they're in that room with all the doors that lead to the different realms.
Yes, I was going to say, it reminded me of Inside of the Hat.
Yeah. What if the author's door is also along with those other doors?
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I say this almost
would
every
like that.
episode.
I'm gonna have to go back.
I wish Sebastian Stan wasn't so busy or successful so that he could come back because
I love
his
Sebastian
Flippin'
Stan.
Mad Hatter is so good
Yeah.
and offers so many opportunities for story.
What if he came back as the Winter Soldier?
Well, it is Marvel.
I'm throwing crazy things out there. I'm throwing crazy
No
things out there.
Marvel. No, they're not doing Marvel. I know that they're not.
Excuse you.
No, Horowitz and Kitsis
No,
said
I'm
it
just kidding,
recently.
I'm just kidding. Oh, they did. There you go. Back in news and gossip.
Wait, don't do the thing.
Don't
We
do
already did the thing. We're over. We're
Don't do
past
the
it.
thing.
We're past that.
Any other predictions you guys want to ask or mention?
Also, we also see Zelina in the preview.
Yes.
Where did I miss that?
I missed that too. Holy crap.
Right, Zelina's back. I think it's more
It's the
so
flashback?
Regina's trying to catch up with all of her big bad women in the past that she's done wrong in some way. Be like, no, just kidding. I'm evil, even though I'm not.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think that Regina's going to successfully infiltrate the 3 ladies?
I think she's gonna get far.
I think so. I think she'll get she'll get far before she gets found out.
Do you guys
Yeah.
think that Regina's going to end up becoming evil again as a result?
I don't think so.
I think they're
No.
both. Each side is going to know. I think they're going to let her in just far enough to see what she's up to, and it'll kind of be. They'll try to stay as far away from each other while they're next to each other as possible.
I just fear for Regina because she always gets the short end of the stick. So
Yeah.
I just hope,
I think it'll get to the point where maybe the queens will set up a situation, be like, just show us and prove how evil you are. Say, put Henry in the middle, like kill Henry, and then we'll know Regina can't do that. Be like, no, you're right.
That's
I'm
possible.
I'm good. I'm not evil.
Yeah.
You found me out.
Yeah, that's a good observation.
That's a good situation.
lot of
Well, I mean,
good
it's not, but
Well, no, it's unfortunate, but yeah, maybe.
Good twist, maybe. So, all right, guys, that completes our after show for tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm sorry everything was just randomly confusing for me because there was so much going on. But in the meantime, you can continue to keep the conversation going by tweeting hashtag ABTV Once, ABTV Once. And where can everyone find everybody starting there?
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Serafini TV.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Blake McIver.
you can find me on Twitter at SoapboxMark and a bunch of other shows here at AfterBuzz TV.
Yeah, and you can follow me at KAORIOUS on Instagram as well as Twitter. The whole entire AfterBuzz team at AfterBuzz TV. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Drop down some theories because we love to read your comments and respond as well.
You guys are fantastic.
So
on
good.
YouTube.
Better than us. Better than me. At least better than me. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next Sunday for some more After Show Once.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.